So, hello, I'm Steffi, and I'm doing the extended questionnaire from you, Ibrahim. Yeah, I'm recording this with my laptop with the webcam because my phone hasn't left much storage. Hasn't much storage left. Sorry. And I don't think it would be the best to record it on my phone then. So I'm sorry for the quality. It's pretty shitty, as usual for a laptop webcam, I guess. Yeah. And I want to mention that I don't feel quite comfortable recording a video of myself when I talk. It's not my expression. That's okay. I actually prefer when people see my facial expressions and such when I say things, but my speaking isn't the best, I guess. I don't know. I can become quite self-conscious and then it's not good. So you will probably notice how I try to start a sentence again and again because I noticed, okay, the grammar sucks right now, or my pronunciation, oh god, my pronunciation, but never mind. Yeah, I mean, you can ask me questions afterwards when I said something that sounded quite weirdly. Yeah. Yeah. So I will start with the questions. They are here, and say something to it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What do you study or do for a living? That's my cat. She's crazy. How did you come to do that? What do you like or dislike about it? I'm graduating high school right now. I'm doing the final exams, and I'm planning on studying history as a major and philosophy as a minor. And just that. I don't want to become a teacher or something like that because many of us here in Germany are saying that it's not smart to just study history and philosophy or such. Yeah, if you go in such directions because you will end up being a taxi driver or a cab driver. And I don't find this quite correct. Yeah, I don't care if that's what I'm going to become or that's what I'm going to do. I just enjoy history and philosophy, and it's because it shows the connection between events and the connection between people and what they decided to do, which lead to other important events that I find it quite interesting to see the patterns there, because people repeat themselves throughout their lifetimes, and if they have much time and much space to have power over people, it's really interesting to me. But most importantly, to see the connections and the secondary aspect of why did they do this, which would be the minor philosophy case for me. And yeah, that's basically it. Why I would like to do this, and that's what I like. And there's nothing what I dislike because, especially in history, it was already there. So why should I dislike something that was there? It doesn't matter anymore in this sense. Like I can't change it anymore. And so it's not a matter of liking or disliking the history of Germany. I can imagine this might sound a little bit weird. Would come off a little bit, yeah, weird. But I accept the history of Germany. Um, yeah, just accepting it doesn't mean it's not like that it would be okay or that it was okay how it was, because that's basically what the history is about. You can learn about it, you can learn from it. Yeah, but first of all, it's good if you accept what happened, to see it clearly and without much bias, like of um, like putting your values and belief systems onto things that already happened. This would um, be in your way to see what actually happened then. And then, if you see clearly what happened without much bias and with an open mind, you can learn from it then, if there's something to learn. Otherwise, you can see only the connections and um, storage this in your brain, the patterns, what happened there, whatever. Yeah. What else do you do on a daily basis? What are your interests and hobbies? Why do you do them? Um, my life or my daily life is pretty boring right now. It's just about studying for the final exams or playing video games or reading a lot. Um, I don't meet friends. I don't know why. Like in this time I'm in right now, or in this period of my life, um, I'm pretty much by myself. It was, well, my daily life isn't that different to what I did when I went normally to school. It was just that I had not so much time for being in my head. I had to go to school. I had to focus for 8 hours and more to on something that I'm not interested in, because the most subjects in school weren't that interesting. And yeah, so it's actually not much different, just that I have more time to be in my head actually, and that's what I'm basically doing all my day, and it's not what I actually like to do. I would like to be more active actually, and well, sometimes I go to work and actually gain some experiences, although they aren't that much special or whatever. But at least I gain some experience. I'm actually living, and um, I'm there in the outside world and yeah, interacting with people. So my um, I'm glad that I'm going to work right now while I have to study for the exams. Yeah. Mm, and interests and hobbies. I don't have them actually. Well, I'm planning on being more creative. I want to make animated videos soon, and this would be basically a hobby, I guess. Otherwise, never was the person who would have hobbies and interests so much. I would just read about whatever. I um I read many novels at first, fictional, romantic, whatever, historical, and for the last 2 years I read more non-fictional stuff. And yeah, so I gained much knowledge and I actually don't use it. So it's actually so useless to do this without using this knowledge for practical stuff or for whatever, like make things happen with my knowledge. This would be probably the best, but I don't do it and I'm just too much in my head. It's also the city I'm in. I can't even call it a city. It's just a basic town with nothing in it. We have a cinema, okay. We have a billiard garage or pool garage. Is billiard a thing? Is it an English word? Pool garage? Well, basically you can play some pool. Okay, never mind. You can play dart, whatever in this garage. And those are the two things I sometimes went to when my boyfriend used to live here. Otherwise, it's just so boring here and it's not inspirational to go outside and explore the world or life, how it functions, works, whatever. Yeah, it's useless. And yeah, that's why it is so boring what I told right now. Yeah. What are your values and why? um, I think that's the most important question because I feel like I am a person who has no values but is looking for values all her life. Um, I have values, but they change so much. Um, it depends on what I'm identifying with right now. For example, I used to identify with the Victorian era in England, and I read so much about so many books of or by Jane Austen, the Bronte sisters, and yeah, I read many books, and they are actually quite good, and I still love them. It's just with time I change, like my worldview changed so much that it doesn't fit to me anymore, and I have to look for outside sources that could describe my inner values and beliefs very well. Otherwise, I couldn't put them into words and just feel them, the values. And those values, um, well, it's difficult to me to explain what my values are right now, as well, right? Especially right now because I'm in a state of transformation, big transformation. Like the last 3 months, my main value was beauty, to see and find and appreciate beauty in my everyday life and generally everywhere. And now I'm changing, as I said. I'm in a big transformational state. Ah, Lily, Mikasa, my cat. Mikasa. Yeah. So they are basically ever changing. And I don't know what my values are right now. I think it goes in the direction of simplicity and yeah. You know, such values, I would call them character values, like honesty and integrity, and uh, those are not mine. I don't care much about them, because well, I don't know. I just don't care. It's not that I don't want to be honest. I definitely want to be honest. I definitely want to be authentic and such things. It's just a matter of doing it and embracing, embracing and embodying them instead of just talking about them and thinking of them and working on them. There's nothing to work on being honest. You just are. And for the things like beauty and such, I mean, there could be the argument as well that you are just beauty, but um, the world is not always beautiful, and to strive for it, that it is beautiful most of the time is just more of a thing, and it's more valuable to me to work on values instead of um, just being them. For me, it's just too uh, obvious, or I don't know. They're just there. You don't have to work on it. Yeah, I'm repeating myself. Um, yeah. Describe your relationships with family and friends. What do you like and dislike about them? It's a difficult question. Um, I don't know. I know that for many people, it's family is very important. Friends are very important, and to me, I just appreciate the existence of people, and it doesn't matter to me in which relation they stand to me. Um, if this person is my mother or not, or if this person, well, my boyfriend is an exception, but otherwise, I treat everyone the same because of that. That I don't care about the relationship I have with this person and how to call it. I don't need to label it. And yeah. So the person I call my mother, I have a quite good relationship to her. As well to my father, but I have the same relationship to them as I have to many people. They are not special. And I see which feelings come up in certain people when they think of their mother and their father. I see that I don't have those feelings. Like, they are so important to me. They are everything, and nope, that's not me. Yeah, I just appreciate their existence. They're funny because they are chaotic as fuck, and they didn't know how to grow up, so they always stayed um, in a state of mind, childish state of mind. Yeah, and friends, it's basically the same. I have two, three friends, and I appreciate their existence. Yeah, my boyfriend is just an exception because I really care to call him my boyfriend, so Um, he's mine and not everyone else's. I care a lot about him staying loyal to me. So if I wouldn't call him my boyfriend, he would probably be intimate with someone else. Like, if we didn't agree upon being in a relationship, a romantic relationship, and we would still be friends, we wouldn't kiss, we wouldn't be intimate with each other, and he would probably have someone else, and this is like that's something what I would like to see happen. And yeah, I hope this is clear. Okay. What do you look for in friends and romantic relationships? Um, what I look for in friends, those basic values like being honest, being authentic, and such things. But I just expect them, and if they are not there, I wouldn't appreciate their existence so much. Um, and I look for open-mindedness, definitely, and to admit when you don't know everything, and when you are upset, and not just dwelling on resentment. And yeah, that's basically being honest and authentic. You stand for yourself, you stand for your feelings, and you express them if you feel hurt or whatever to me. And yeah, that's so important, and that's what I'm caring for. And looking for. Yeah. And it's the same for romantic relationships, just the bonus that you're very intimate with someone. Yeah. What conflicts have you encountered recently with other people? Why did they happen? Which kinds seem to happen on a regular basis? Yeah, okay. Well, since I uh, since I just appreciate the existence of people, I it doesn't go deeper than that most of the time. That I actually care about someone um, so much that it would affect me emotionally. Yeah, it's I do care a lot about everyone's expectations, and if I met them, if I meet them, but I don't care about people when they actually feel so much sorrow and have those extreme emotions, and that I would, yeah, be like, hey, I'm leaving everything behind, and I will um, drive to your home and be there for you. That's like something I wouldn't do for everyone. And apparently I have nobody except for my boyfriend, where I would have those feelings of caring so much about this person. So I developed this pattern of seeing just the purpose of a relationship and not the person behind it. And if the purpose of the relationship doesn't fit me anymore, I ghost this person. I just leave this person without explaining anything, and I let people feel that I actually really care about those people. But when they don't fit to this pattern anymore, or if they don't act on the purpose I saw in them anymore, I just leave them. And that's so shitty of me. And I didn't realize I do this because I lied to me. Um, I always came up with reasons why I should leave this relationship or friendship or whatever right now, because of this and this. And not just because of, yeah, okay, the relationship doesn't have the purpose it used to have anymore, so it's nothing to me, and I will leave it. Yeah. And that's really shitty. And I try to change it. I really try to see the person behind it and not just the purpose they had. An example is I had this one friend where I read their astrology chart every time, and they gave me a big thank you always and a big smile, and it was just so, it felt so good to be appreciated for it. And then after I got tired of just reading the astrology chart and such, I just left the relationship or the friendship. And this person was so confused why I treated this person so cool now, and that I don't care at all about this person. And yeah, that's an example. What are your strengths? What do people like about you? What do you like about yourself? Tough question. uh, my strengths. I don't know. I'm very adaptable, I guess. I I can change if it's necessary to change, and I wouldn't be fixed about things that aren't good anymore. Yeah, that's a big strength. I can listen and read people very well. I can listen to people and read people very well, so I know how they really feel deep inside themselves, and be a person where they feel comfortable then if they express and show this side of themselves. So I guess I'm empathetic. Yeah, those are my strengths. And my boyfriend says that I'm very creative. Since I didn't act up on it, and I'm going to do this, we will see if I'm really creative or not, if it's my strength. And what people like about me, well, they feel comfortable in my presence because I listen and I actually care about their feelings, and if they feel good around me, and comfortable, yeah, to be themselves, just be themselves. And that's what I basically care for. And if people then actually show themselves and be honest and authentic, that's when I slowly, really slowly feel some care for them, that I actually care about this person and not their purpose they have. Yeah. What do you like about yourself? Mm, that I'm so receptive of myself and of other people, that I reflect a lot upon it, what I perceived of others and myself. So the only practical knowledge I really built up that is based on experience and also reading is people and socializing and how to do this. This is real knowledge. This is wisdom in the end. And that's not just knowledge you read upon and you didn't quite grasp it because you didn't have the experience of it. And that's one of the things I appreciate the most about myself, that I have this practical knowledge, that I am capable of letting people feel good, to understand them, to understand me, letting me feel good, and such things. That I understand this ethical, emotional thing we are. Yeah. I also value experience more than reading on it. Through experience, I can reflect on it way better, and I filter out the teachings of it if I experience something. So I actually don't like the moral and ethical part of philosophy, because just to think about it and to theorize about it instead of actually applying this knowledge is just this is dry. And so it felt like in school. It's pretty dry just to talk about it. What are your weaknesses? What criticism do you often face from others? What do you dislike about yourself? My weakness is that I'm too much in my head. I don't act. I hate it, really. I hate it. That's what I dislike about myself and is my weakness. My life could be so much colorful, so much more colorful, if I would just act on my feelings and what I think and such, and if I actually create something and change my environment in a way that I would like to see it. Yeah. I'm too passive, not active. It sucks. And I hate it. What criticism do you often face from others? I actually don't get that as a criticism. As a critic, sorry. Criticism, whatever. I don't get criticized so much. My mechanical skills and playing video games. But okay. I get criticized on my household stuff, that I don't care about my household so much. So my room, as always, so messy, and I'm glad you only see the wall and not my apartment. Because it's very messy and I don't care so much about it too. Everything being so neat and tidy. Yeah, I do care somehow because it lets me feel more comfortable in my apartment if it's actually neat and tidy and whatever. But since I'm too much in my head and I rather read a lot instead of act a lot, it looks like this. Yeah, Lily. I have 2 cats, by the way. In what areas of life can you manage well on your own? In what areas of life would you like help? Yeah, well, household stuff. if I well, if I would actually get help on my household stuff in the sense of that someone else cares about it and not me, this would be very counterproductive. But if someone else would be here telling me some tips and tricks on how to save more time and be very productive in it, so basically being efficient with my time and make things happen here in my house, this would be nice because I can't do it myself. And yeah, otherwise what I can manage very well, my things that I care about, that I'm not in my own way. Yeah, to realize things, to make things happen instead of just well, I am in my way when I don't act up, but if I really need to get things done, like with agencies and such, financial stuff, if it really needs to get done, I'm there and I totally take responsibility of my finances, and that, yeah, so like the basics of my life, that I can actually live in this apartment, and that I actually can live right now, that I have to eat and such. Those things I can, it's not a big deal for me. I learned this the past 2 years, that I have to take care of myself, of my body and my finances and such things, and I don't need help in this area. I do it, it's boring, but I do it and it's okay. What things do you dislike doing? What things do you enjoy more than others? Yeah, household stuff is what I hate. I hate being stuck with a problem, like a maths problem, um, that I can't solve alone, and if nobody's here to help me, it's just ugh. Like getting stuck. Generally, I hate it. Um, if I can't come further, what else do I dislike? I dislike grocery shopping when I don't feel like it. Yeah. What things do you enjoy more than others? I don't know, being in nature. Like I'm surrounded by people who don't appreciate the nature so much as I do. But since I don't act up on it, people don't notice this side of me, that I appreciate nature a lot. So I'm not so much in forests, but I live by a river, and I'm there very much as well. I visit my river often, and I feel connected to water and sea and whatever way more than forest and mountains. Mm, yeah. Yeah. What goals, aspirations, or plans do you have for the future, and why? I don't have goals. I have dreams, but not goals. I don't like having goals because I'm either too hard on myself, that I don't meet them as fast as I would like to meet them. Um, well, I'm very impatient, and so long-term goals are not mine. Short-term goals is better. It just, if I'm too much focused on visions and long-term goals, I forget the present moment, and I value the present moment very much. Okay, that's what I actually forgot to mention in the value question. I appreciate the present moment very much, and um, so if I do things that let me forget the present moment, I don't like it, and it would be when I always would do things daily that would benefit me in the future. Does it make sense? Um, I don't see the usage of it, because it lets me feel unhappy, and that I didn't reach this state yet. So I try to appreciate the present moment instead of something that is not here, and maybe it won't be there like I imagined it. So no, I don't like long-term goals. Um, that's the same for aspirations. But plans, yeah, I do plan. I plan on studying something. I plan on relocating myself and such things. Things that need to be planned. Otherwise, I wouldn't come further. I would be stuck. Um, yeah. But dreams, I would like to open a cafe, write a book, publish a book someday when it fits. And there I don't want to set up time, because I will see when it feels naturally to do so, to get this project started. And yeah, and why I would like to open a cafe. I would like to have a place where I feel very comfortable, and I actually like to get to know new people, and talk with them about things that I'm interested in. So the cafe would be a theory cafe or whatever, that would also have a gallery, that would present the theories I like. So people new, or some people who already were in the cafe, can always come, see what I presented there, talk with me about it, have a cookie, have a nice breakfast, whatever, in my cafe. And this would be just amazing, to have a little place, um, to be the boss, the leader of it, how it should look like, and yeah. And writing a book, I would like to reach out to some people, um, change things up for them, to inspire them to act in a certain way as I would like them to act a certain way. Like, if I see they struggle with the same things as me or similar things, I would like to give them the advice they need. Because for this struggle that I was also having, I would know some advice, and it would be unfortunate if I wouldn't speak up and let them know what could help. And so this would be a perfect opportunity to yeah, to help them, to reach out for people. If you won the lottery and didn't have to work anymore, what would you do? I don't know, and I wouldn't like to win the lottery because of it. I would actually like to be active somehow, that would bring me out of my head. And if I wouldn't have something that would push me, motivate me to get active, to be to interact with life and whatever is in my surrounding environment, um, it would just suck. I wouldn't, I couldn't motivate myself if I would know. Okay, I have to grocery shop. I have to interact with people. I have to interact with the world and what happens. Um, but hey, I have $1 million on my bank account, so I could just order pizza for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't need to grocery shop anymore. This would be the case. It wouldn't motivate me anymore. Like, even the fact of, yeah, my health would be problematic, it wouldn't motivate me. And yeah, that's why I don't play the lottery. Um, I used to play lottery with my dad, and I know that I have this lucky hand. Um, I used to win some things from time to time, some $100 or something. And whenever I play some games like this, lucky games, I don't know how to call them, I used to get lucky. And yeah, I don't want their life to give me $1 million, because I would be such a lazy ass. What traits do you find endearing that others might dislike? What traits are considered positive, neutral by others but tend to annoy you? I have to say, to some questions I don't have an answer to, because I don't think about it and I don't care about such things. And maybe it would help to explain why I don't care about it, and that's what I could do, but I don't have an answer to this. So this character traits, as I called them character values back then, when I said I don't value honesty or such things. Like, I wouldn't count them as my values. That's basically what is here. Like, no, this is not a good explanation. I don't care about traits. That's what I want to say. I don't care about character traits. It's just how you express yourself and your authentic self, your inner core, whatever, how you express it. That's what matters to me. And if you express it at all, I don't care about image or such things. It needs to be authentic, what comes from you. And if it doesn't come authentic, I don't like it. And yeah. Otherwise, whatever character trait you are expressing, may it be that you are envy, that you're an envy person, if you express it genuinely, it's okay. And if you don't feel good with it, and if other people don't feel good with it, you should maybe consider to change some things. But otherwise, if you express it, that's what matters to me. And yeah. So it could be any character trait. And yeah. What kinds of things do you do to manage or beautify your environment, your room, your house, etc.? Yeah, well, I already explained I valued beauty a lot in the past few weeks or months, but I didn't act up on it. This old thing. So I didn't do much things to beautify my room or my apartment. I didn't do anything actually. I just read about it. In what situations or times in your life did you feel most fulfilled and why? When I was in nature, with the right person who also appreciates nature, and if it was nighttime. Those are the moments I love. In my old apartment when I used to live with my mother, we had this rooftop where you could be and you wouldn't fall off. And I had this neighbor I called my best friend back then. This was a person I really cared about. Like, I can tell you, on one hand, people that I really, really, really cared about, even more than my parents. And this was someone who was so honest and so authentic. I just loved him. And to be with him, to appreciate nature, to appreciate the sky and the stars and such, it's just, wow, amazing. There I feel the most fulfilled. It's the same for the river I live nearby here. Then it's okay if it's to any daytime. If I would go in the morning to the river and appreciate the river with someone I love, or by nighttime, I feel fulfilled. And it doesn't matter how this person feels or how I am feeling, if it's bad or not. It's suddenly so easy to even accept bad emotions and bad things, because in such moments I see I can accept the unpredictability and the uncertainty and the fluidity of life, that nothing is static and everything is changing, and every moment I can accept this fact of life in such moments the most. Otherwise, I always search for something I can maybe stick to. But I know there's nothing to stick to, because everything is changing all the time. And if I would stick to something, I would appreciate the past and not the present of it. be it a person or whatever. So I have to see. Yeah, okay, never mind. But yeah, in such moments, it's perfect. How do you behave around strangers? As strangers are, I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem to talk with strangers. Even if I would have need to have a public speech just around strangers, I wouldn't care, as long as those strangers know how to behave in public and wouldn't be an asshole. Then it's okay. And yeah, I'm quiet still. I'm basically almost quiet, except for the people I really love and care about. There I can be so quirky and bubbly and whatever. And yeah, but around strangers I'm more quiet. I'm really receptive and I try to get to know the patterns of someone, so it becomes a little bit predictable what the person could do in the future or something like that. Yeah. How do you react to conflict? What do you do if someone insults or attacks you? Well, conflict for me is not insulting or attacking or whatever, because this is a conflict I don't care about, and then it's just a matter of yeah, okay, fuck you, and we move on. Like I don't see the point in resolving this conflict because it's just stupid. But real conflict where it's about, yeah, I hurt you and I'm sorry and such things, um I'm not afraid of them, of those conflicts anymore. I could accept the fact that I'm not perfect and it's probable that I will always hurt someone in some way, and I have to accept this fact in order to not be anxious and to not stand in my way, to actually gain more experience with people so I can build up more this wisdom I talked about. And but what always was a problem and still is the conflict of expectations. I can't let go of this guilt that I always feel when I notice I didn't meet the expectations of people. At least expectations that are normal, like not normal but necessary, so interaction works. Expectations like that you are polite around strangers, or expectations like I'm selling ice cream and you are paying. Now you need the ice cream and it needs to be good, that you enjoy it and that it fits to the price I expected of you, you know. ah, um, those expectations, like, I don't know. um, those are the ones I'm anxious of if I don't meet them. Like, when I started to work in a cafe, I was suddenly selling ice cream. Like, I had to sell ice cream this day, and it was the first time. And nobody introduced me to the job or what I had to do. So I had to figure this out by myself. But while I have to sell ice cream and be a good ice cream seller. And well, I gave too much change. Like, I gave too much money back most of the time. And then I tried my best to actually become focused and really focus on giving the right money back. But then I made the mistake to gave to I didn't give I gave too little back. Yeah, I gave less than what they should expect to be given back, and that's when the real issue came, because the people were really unsatisfied then. I mean, they are more satisfied if I give money back, but this is just stupid. Give too much money back. This is just stupid, because that's not what I have to do. I don't have to make minus for like or whatever. It's just yeah, those expectations. I can't deal with it. And this is a conflict to me. Yeah, okay, I will just answer one question and then it's 60 minutes. And yeah, I have not a lot to answer to here, but I don't want it to be 2 hours. If I feel stuck in a rut, if yes, describe the causes and your reaction to it. It bores me and I try to give my mind something to think about then. So I basically retreat to my mind and make this a little bit more beautiful and exciting, instead of me being stuck in a rut in an actual world and not in my imaginative world. Yeah. Would you ever be interested in starting a business? Why or why not? What role would you play in it? What kind of business would it be? Well, I hate business stuff because I don't like the competition and dealing with numbers like prices, whatever, statistics. I don't like it at all. And that's why I would just open a small cafe that is not so big in the news, like, oh, this new cafe opened, it's just so interesting because it does so much different things and whatever, like the marketing and the wait a second, the marketing and advertising the advertising is so on point, and this person, like, everyone talks about it. Nope, I don't like this attention. I would like to have a little bit attention and address the right people, and the right people would be introverts and um, uh, people who are not interested in marketing and advertising. Like, I don't want to do this for money, and I feel like in business, money is the top priority, and money to me is not top priority. And to me, fulfillment is different, and yeah, that's why I wouldn't like to open a business in such thing a sense that I would actually be in this competition market. And uh, no, yeah. Oh, I notice. I just have to uh, answer 3 questions, and then I'm actually done, because here it stands. Here it is. If you're doing a video, you can stop here. So, how do you dress or manage your appearance? I do care that I look at least okay. Like, I can go out and people won't feel uncomfortable. So I care about hygiene. Hygiene? Is it pronounced hygiene? Um, hygiene. I think it's hygiene. And I care about clean clothes and such things. I do, because I don't want to feel let people feel I don't want to let people feel uncomfortable. What the fuck? And I don't want to feel uncomfortable myself, so I also care about dresses or clothes that are comfortable to me as well. I don't care so much about what the new trend is and if my clothing fits to the new trend and what's in and such. I just care about my own taste, and my taste is more natural, like natural colors, a natural green, pastel green. That's also okay. Yeah, I don't like to dress in just one color as well. Like, I'm not a person who just wears black or something like that. And yeah, that's what I'm a little bit caring about, but not so much. It's just to fit in. What were you like as a child? How have you changed since then? I was very naive. Um, I basically cared about everyone back then. I um just loved people. I mean, I still love people and humanity, but my energy goes way more to myself. Back then, I was way too expressive and way too like I would just want to express my love. I have, and I did, and I talked to many strangers when I was 5 or 6 and something like that. I loved the feedback I got from others when they felt so comfortable around me, and um, yeah, I just changed because I need to focus on where I have to spend my time and energy. I'm very busy, and yeah, I have my own apartment. I have to graduate and such, so I can't just focus on others. Like, I have to focus on myself first, that I function and work, and then with my energy and time, I would love to spend it on other people then. Like, what I gained, I want to share it as well. And yeah, um, yeah, naive in the sense that I thought everyone else loves humanity and people as well as I do. So nobody wants to hurt someone or insult someone or have bad intentions and such. I never believed this would ever be a case or a thing, that there are bad intentions. Yeah. Do you like kids? Why or why not? Uh, Kids are, to me, as well as any other human being, is the same as my parents are any other human being, and I don't have such a different or special relation to them. Um, yeah, I appreciate the existence if the kids are not too annoying. Yeah, yeah, that's basically it. Um, yeah, okay, I'm done basically. Hmm? Uh, I hope I wasn't too boring, because I know I tend to speak very monotone. I'm a German.